Hi guys, welcome to my channel and to my Back to Beauty No Buy Year. This year I am concentrating on using my makeup and not buying it. Today I'm using my makeup to bring to you another collab with my bestie here on YouTube, Angela from Beauty by Angela. We were thinking about doing some kind of an Easter collab, but we were pressed for time, and so we decided to create a new mini series in which we create seasonal looks with our Pan That palettes, which is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette for me in case you missed it. I will link below my Pan That palette playlist as well as my Get Ready With Me playlist. I do at least one Get Ready With Me a month using my Pan That palette, and this month I'll be doing two because today I'm creating for you a spring look from my Pan That palette. So, I'm gonna be going, hopefully, the plan is to be going a little bit soft, maybe a little peachy. I'm gonna be using a couple of the shades that I'm working on for the month of April, and hopefully we'll have some fun while we're doing it.
Can I just say too that the weather is kind of bumming me out?
So for the first crease shade, I'm gonna go into this shade right here, which is MFEO, or Made for Each Other. I worked on this shade in March, I believe, and it's a really nice transition shade for me actually, but I'm going to at least start my crease with this shade today, and then we'll see how it goes. I am so in the spring mood. Not quite to the point where I'm gonna clean up my yard just yet, but we're getting there. So yeah, I've been pulling out spring makeup. You would have seen by now my capsule makeup collection for spring, and let's see, what else did I do? I did Colorado Sunrise Eyelook, which was definitely springy to me, and now I'm bringing this look to you. I'll be bringing you another spring look soon from my capsule makeup collection for spring. I am just spring all over the place. So let me know in the comments if you have some spring content that you would like to see. I would love to create that for you. So just putting that out there. Also, on that note, if there are any Pan That palette, yes, I have black at the corner of my eye. I thought I was hiding it pretty well, but I have already done an eye look today and I took it off because I wanted to film this one as well. Anyhow. But also, like I said, if you have any Pan That palette content that you would like me to create, happy to do that as well. But like I said, this is gonna be kind of a little mini series. I'm gonna do this seasonally with our Pan That palettes this year, and I'm really looking forward to it. All right. Next, going into this shade called Creamsicle right here. This is one of the shades that I'm working on this month. I'm going to try and apply this kind of to the transition area and blending out that MFEO shade, but I want to keep it pretty soft. I have to admit that it is mid-month, nearly, and I really haven't used this Creamsicle shade all that much, and it's definitely pressed a little differently than some of the other mattes. To me, it seems like it's probably pressed a little bit more firm than other shadows in here. Like MFEO has a ton of kick up, but then the shade next to it, which is Silk Cream, has like no kick up to it. It's just really interesting. I always find it fascinating within a palette when there are like different matte formulas and whatnot within one palette. I always find that really interesting, very sciencey, if you will. I just want a little bit of definition in the crease. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which I'm also working on this month, and it is called Buns. And I'm going to put this a little bit on the outer V and just a little bit into the crease. This is a beautiful warm brown, almost to the point of having like a touch of rose or something going on in there. I've really been enjoying. I worked on it in March as well as I am working on it again here in April. I just have been enjoying the crap out of this shade. And that's the technical term, in case you were wondering. I knew I was gonna have to be pretty careful when I did this look because I really didn't want it to read summer. That's kind of the tricky part. All right, the star of the show is this shade right here called Little Lady, and this is a pretty peachy shade, if you will. I'm gonna apply that with a flat synthetic brush first, and then I'm gonna punch it up either with a phalange or some spray. I love this shade, which is, of course, why I wanted to use it this month. It's just pretty, and I just love peach. When I was growing up, my grandma's guest room was all decorated in peach, and so by default, our family called it the peach room. That's where we would put our jackets. When we'd come over to visit, everybody would put their coat. Remember when people did that, where they put coats on like a bed or somewhere when they'd have a gathering versus putting them on chairs or on the floor somewhere. So anyways, my grandma had this peach guest room when I was growing up, and we called it the peach room, and I got to sleep in the peach room when I would come and stay the night with my grandparents. And it was just fun. It's a pleasant childhood memory. Okay, punched up with some spray, and now I'm gonna go in with my pointer phalange and just try and punch it up a little bit more. I'm kind of bringing it up a little bit, as I like to do. I just really feel like it gives a lifted look to my eyes, as well as it kind of diffuses, you know, a little bit of whatever's going on in the crease and transition area. And since we're going spring and not summer, I was really looking for more of a diffused look on the eye, which I don't always accomplish. I always think, oh, I'm gonna go for a natural look today, and then not so natural. So that's about it on the upper part of the eye. I think that looks really pretty. I'm going to take some of Buns, that really beautiful warm brown, on the lower lash line first, and just really get up close to the lash line and place that warm brown there. I just love this color. I'll tell you what, when I put this in as a shade to focus on in March, I definitely was not expecting to like it this much. I'm like, oh, 50 Shades of Beige, yay, which beige shall we use this month? But I'm finding that the shades in this palette are actually quite a bit more different than they appear. Going back in with a little bit of Buns, I'm gonna make sure that outer corner and the lower lash line are connected, so we have no floating, and then I'm going to just diffuse Buns all the way across. But today, I feel like I'm being rather successful at keeping it a wee bit diffused and soft, which is what I want. Nothing wrong with something bright and bold like I created earlier today, but sometimes you really do just want this, you know, just a soft look for whatever occasion. A little transfer from the peach down on the lower lash line, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna wrap that peach around the tear duct a little bit. And I'm gonna try not to spray my brush. I try not to spray my brush as much as possible when working around the tear duct because of my newly aging skin. You know, it's not always the most flattering look, for lack of a better way to put it. All right, for the inner corner, I'm gonna go into another shade I'm working on this month, and it is this one right here called Obsessed. Again, this is the second month I'm working on this shade, and it is a wee bit peachy. Somewhere both peachy and pinky, but this is definitely lighter than the peach. And so I'm gonna put that in the inner corner, pull it up just a smidge on the lid. I'm loving this palette, I really do. I've yet to have a day where I'm like, wah, wah, don't want to use my Pan That palette. I mean, there's days where I don't use it, but there's never been a day where I'm like, no, I'm not going to use my Pan That palette. So take that for what you will. I'm in a weird mood. It usually happens when I film more than one video in a day. There it is. For the brow bone, I'm going to go ahead and go in with this shade right here, which is called Beam. I've already hit pan in light, so I've decided to go ahead and start working on Beam unofficially, because why not? I would love if I could hit pan on every shade in the palette by the end of the year. Sans these 4 super dark shades that we talked about in last month's update. I'm not gonna try and hit pan on those. I'll use them, and I have used them quite a bit, especially the deep, deep green I like, but they're not going to be shades that I work on. I feel like I'm a little blown out. I hope this hasn't been like this the whole video. Sorry about that. All right, one last little blendy blend, and we'll be ready for some liner and mascara. How are we liking it so far? I feel very fresh and glowy. All right, I'm gonna jump off of here, do some liner and mascara, and then we will come back for some kind of lip that I haven't picked out yet. BRB. Alrighty, here we are with this finished eye look. I really like this. I do think it's saying spring in some kind of way. I went in with a brown metallic liner, a rose gold liner on, not liner, shadow stick on the waterline, and my NARS Climax mascara, which is what I'm using right now. Where'd he go? Lip liner. There she is. All right, for lips, we're gonna do a little combo shenanigans. I'm gonna start with my Lips But Better color, which is MAC Whirl in this lip liner here. Gonna try this lippy. This is the Becca Lush Lip Color Balm in the shade Ginger Vanille. I think this is a really pretty peachy shade. Not too shabby. And then just for shits and giggles, I want to use my Milani Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumper in Luminoso. Ta-da! This is the final look. Yes, my face looks like it's been beat. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little spring look with my Pan That palette for 2019. I'm absolutely loving that I'm finding ways to use and love my Pan That palette in every season. I hope it continues, and I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days. Don't forget to go check out Angela's video, and I will see you in my next video soon.